Well, hello to Ripped and Torn TV. Today we're delighted to welcome Cathi Unsworth, author, and but today we're talking about her goth side, the dark side, even darker side.
Yeah.
As you see, Cathi, she's written Seasons of the Witch, which is the Book of Goth.
Yes.
And she's from the Book of Goth has come out a CD compilation called
Dressed in Black.
Dressed in Black.
Yes.
Brilliant. I think today we'll talk about the CD because the CD is quite recent, isn't it?
Yes, it's just the spawn of the book, and it's just surfaced from the darkness, out of the vaults, and it was a lovely thing. Ace, I was really proud that Ace Records asked me to do that because they mentioned loads in my book for helping the Cramps in their hour of need, and
oh really, yeah,
you know, and for also rescuing loads of back catalogue old blues and soul and rockabilly and all the records that have come back to life thanks to Roger Armstrong and Ted Carroll. And that.
Oh, that's who runs it, isn't
it?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well,
the old rock on people.
The people who sold Malcolm McLaren his first rockabilly CDs when they had a stall on Goldbourne Road.
Oh,
which is
yeah.
both our old stomping grounds around there. So
yeah, well, I remember the rock on stalls at in Soho, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That market.
No, so thanks to those two gents, they've retired now, but they've left it in safe hands. And my friend Mick Patrick read the book and he asked me if I wanted to make a sort of an accompaniment to it that picked up not just on the artists in this book. It's called Season of the Witch because I set it between 79 and 91 when Thatcher was in power, and obviously she's the witch. But not just the bands from that time, but he was their goth mothers. Because in here I've got goth mothers and goth fathers who rather than writing loads of extrapolation about the past, I just dropped some into each chapter so you could see. Yeah, it
starts off each chapter, doesn't it?
So you can see where and it kind of, the idea started just when I interviewed Susie and she said about how when she saw Julie Driscoll on Top of the Pops, it was an earth-shattering moment for her. So I could put, and that's where Season of the Witch, even though it's Donovan's song.
Julie Driscoll's in there.
Yeah, and Julie Driscoll was a big influence on a lot of people as well. Poison Ivy from the Cramps cited her as an influence.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Just the way she looked and how mysterious she was, and not, as Susie said, not Lulu.
No. And she wasn't prog rock either at the time.
Well, I think
she's kind of coming out of that, but she's the short hair and everything, and a bit more harder.
But yeah, she's part of a jazz. It's jazz really where they're coming from.
Is she really?
Brian Auger and the Trinity. Yeah.
She's on the record, isn't she? You put her on there.
Yeah, and she sounds amazing. And she's on there with Bobby Gentry, who was an influence on Lydia Lunch. And so I've kind of tried to pair them up. Annie Hogan and Nico. She was a big influence on her, and Billie Holiday.
Bobby Gentry song.
Oh, the Ode to Billie J, one of the most mysterious songs in the history of recording.
About Tallahassee Bridge.
Yeah, and what were they dropping into the muddy waters? Yeah. And she never revealed the source.
It was never that big in this country, I don't think.
I think it was, because she had her own BBC TV series in 1968.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. I was thinking it was in America because all the Tallahassee Bridge and all that stuff.
I know, it's where she grew up, and she had quite a lonely childhood, I think, down there in the deep south.
Really,
yeah. And it all went into her mysterious imagination. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
So it's good. So was it Ace who decided the songs, or did you say to them, these are the songs I want to... And did they come to you and say, we want to do a book on a CD off the book?
Yeah, they came to me and they said, give me your wish list. And the Mick who I did it with, he had a few songs that he wanted, or artists that he wanted to be on there as well, from the older side, from the goth mother end. But he also did want, he wanted Anna Calvi to be on there. So the Anna Calvi tune that we selected was the one, because it was trying to get as much of the book into there as possible. So the one that we chose, Ain't No Grave, is also one that was, covered by Johnny Cash. And the way Anna Calvi has done it, it sounds like Ghost Rider by Suicide, who are a big part of that. So it's trying to combine all those things. And he put Judy Hench on there, who was an amazing woman that I didn't know anything about, and he So I learnt from Mick as well.
Right, so it's a learning curve for you as well.
Exactly,
the
which
CD.
makes it even more exciting for me because, you know, people who work for Ace Records for 30 years, their knowledge is the size of the universe,
yeah,
you know.
amazing.
Yeah. So I have, but it was basically a wish list, and the most amazing thing was that just about everyone said yes.
Oh, really? Because they did the licensing or whatever,
Yeah,
asking
because
permission. Yeah,
you have to get permission for everything on there. So
yeah.
thankfully, they were all happy to be in each other's company as well. I think they liked the selection of, you know, of
So
Goths
there's an
old and
interesting
new.
song, Karen,
Oh,
Katie
Karen.
Cruel,
An old Scottish song. That's
was
probably
it?
why it stirs something in your blood. 16th century Scottish song from the Reivers battles, the days of
Oh,
the...
was it?
Yeah.
So how did you come across that? Was that one of yours or one of Mick's?
That was one of mine, but Mick was wholeheartedly behind that. He was a massive... The reason I knew was Nick Cave did a song called When I First Came to Town on Henry's Dream, and that was taken from Karen Dalton's Katie Cruel.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and we found a version of it that is really treat. She came up through the Greenwich Village Cafe War, however you say that.
In New York City.
Yeah, that. And Bob Dylan was blown away the first time he saw her because he thought she sounded like Billie Holiday in this, and she was like she could have come out of a John Steinbeck novel. She was from the Dust Bowl. She was 21. She already had 2 failed marriages and 2 children.
Oh my God.
She was singing these songs like, her voice sounds like Billie Holiday's voice, much older than her years. She's already seen too many things that she shouldn't have seen. And Fred Neil, who I also love, if I got to do a bloke version of this, he would be on there as one of my favourite baritones of all
baritone
time.
voice.
Yes.
So are you going to do a male version?
I do hate that Men in Black will be the next one. And
Men in Black.
we've talked of
title's already there.
Just write themselves, don't they? And maybe even our favourite Porter Wagoner can be on there too.
Oh, yeah. It's cold hard facts of life.
Or the Rubber Room.
I think Rubber Room has to be on it.
Yeah.
But I mean, funny, these songs we're talking about, that people might say that's not goth. It's not the goth that I know
Some
of.
people have said that. The Goth police have already been up in arms about it.
Yes.
But the thing that I would say to them is, do you think this music exists in a vacuum? And do you think that Susie and Lydia didn't get it from somewhere themselves? And what I'm trying to show is that lineage of yeah. Hello, do you want us to know?
Okay. No, because I think sometimes the goth, that new idea of goth is that you think it's the goth police.
Yes.
But at your launch of the CD, there was a lot of old goths. I remember seeing like John Klein of Specimen, for example. And for them, it's the most important part of their life.
Yeah.
The goth, that goth thing. But now, how do you feel about that? These people now coming to you, bringing that baggage with them.
Well, I think quite all the people that were there that night obviously were pretty happy to celebrate it and to see it as part of a tradition of.
It was like a gathering, a goth gathering.
It was like a goth gathering, and yeah, that was brilliant that John Klein was there. He founded the Batcave, and he's in the Banshees as well. And then at the end, Martin McCarrick Studley, you missed this, got on the old Joanna, and we had a goth sing along with Martin.
Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant.
Which was brilliant.
So, what did you think about the Batcave then?
Well, I sadly was too young ever, and I just used to read about it in the music press and wish I was there.
Yeah.
But we did have our little club in Yarmouth where I grew up called the, imaginatively enough, the Underworld.
Oh, not bad.
Where we used to do what we called light bulb changing dancing.
Yeah, I think the Batcave is an interesting switch. It's going from punk and then into what became goth. It wasn't really called goth at that point.
Exactly.
But, do you look back on that? Is that thing? Oh, yeah, you say you look back and wish you were there, but do you think that was part of the goth
it obviously
beginnings?
was, because all those people were down there, weren't they? Like the Banshees were down there, Killing Joke were down there.
Yeah.
Jim Thirlwell was down there. Eins Ostender Neubauten went down there. And Mark Almond, and they all sort of mixed, and that sort of goth supergroup, the Immaculate Consumptive, came out of there as well.
Supergroup.
Yeah, which was Lydia, Mark, Nick Cave, and Jim.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the story was
Jim is Fetus.
Jim Fetus, yes. because him and Lydia had just started going out then, I think.
Oh,
And,
really? Yeah.
Yeah, also he was involved in the Bad Seeds first album up to a point, and then left.
I think a lot of these people, it's intermingling. Like, it wasn't just at the Batcave; it was actually in the bands and in the recording studios. They were
Very much
in and out,
were,
guesting, a lot of ghosting and guesting.
Absolutely, and especially in that time period. And I think it sort of fed all their creative juices. And it's part of what is on the CD is that I think that Mark Almond heard the Billie Holiday's version of God, my brain's gone blank.
I don't know that one.
No, God, what's wrong with me? With Gleamy Sunday, the Hungarian suicide song. She'd done it on The Queen of Siam in 1980, which was her adventure into big band jazz that she did with Billy Verplank, who had worked with Tommy Dorsey's orchestra in the 40s. And Lydia, loved Billie Holiday growing up, but I think she had some insight into her horrible upbringing, because Lydia hadn't had a very happy upbringing herself. She did her version of it with her. She sounds about 15 in her version. And then Mark Almond, he did a version of it because he loved the version and he liked singing a woman's part as well. So I think, and
he's got a higher voice as well.
And I think that, they all brought in their influences of different musics they were listening to in the worlds of jazz and soundtrack and blues and roots
into
and
the
country.
goth, into the idea of what goth was.
Because there is so much of it that came out at that time that is actually based on roots music, and the fact that that kind of music is the working class history.
That's funny enough, because goth wasn't seen as very political or classing, a class structure like as in anarcho-punk was at the same time.
Yeah, it's
and they're
true.
very much kind of like class, do they owe us a living and all the rest of it. And goth was more kind of looking on the dark side and symmetry, or emotional. It wasn't just cemeteries, but it was emotion, sentiment, and wish I could say it better. Ceremonies, cemeteries, and sentiment.
That's exactly it, isn't it? Because sometimes the more obscure lyric actually stands the test of time better, doesn't it?
I think also it stands out because beyond the category. A good lyric is almost poetry.
And it sums up that time, the feeling of the time somehow as well.
I think you were saying about Thatcher at the beginning, that this is the beginnings of that Thatcher era. We had the Falklands War in 1983, and it's like, when's this going to end?
Exactly. She was the most unpopular prime minister in history up until the Falklands War, and that's what gave her a next. And that's when you start to think it's never going to end. And then when she gets in a third time, it's like, anyway, but I did really want to, in the book, I kind of wanted to show where it came out of and show those parallel universes of what you were up to, what the whole squatting scene and anarcho-punk, which does feed into it. I mean, Ian Astbury comes from the Poison Girls, going to see them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
a giant of goth like him who you'd never think of as being that subversive.
I remember going up to Bradford and interviewing Southern Death Cult for Kill Your Pet Puppy, and they were working for the 1 in 12 club.
Yes, the Anarchist Club in Bradford.
Anarchist Club, yeah. They took us there deliberately to show how their roots and where they come from, or what they're proud of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I think we should say, was a mention about steampunk.
Yeah,
What do you think of that?
Well, I think it says more to me than any of the goth bands is Fields of the Nephilim. That's what they sort of look like. And I think that came out of, they worked with Richard Stanley, didn't they? He made that amazing science fiction film, A Ministry were in it as well, and Lemmy was in it, and if only I had a brain. But one of my friends told me that it was his idea for them to put on those Clint Eastwood style duster coats.
Yeah. The duster coats.
The duster coats, the top hat, and the little funny glasses. Yeah. That's what steampunk looks like. Fields of the Nephilim in there.
But it's gone very big. It is very dressing up. It's very much about dressing up. And the joy of dressing up. There's nothing wrong with dressing up.
No,
I think punk was dressing up, and the Blitz Club was dressing up, goth was dressing up.
What's being
nothing
young
wrong with
for?
That. Yeah, absolutely.
Or even what's being old for if not to dress up,
But I was wondering if you think there's a link between goth and steampunk.
It's
You
only
said
more of
the field of Bethlehem, you think?
yeah, I think that's what. But yeah, I like the idea of a sort of parallel world that they're into.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've got no idea what music they would listen to.
Oh, okay, no. You think is there a goth scene now? Do you think a new goth scene?
Well, I think there is, because when I was doing my book tours, there was quite a lot of really young 15, 16-year-olds,
Oh, great.
and they all looked brilliant.
And gothy.
And very much Susie's sort of Kiss in the Dream House time seemed to be quite a big sort of crimped hair with maybe two black and red or black and grey, and that sort of it's almost like a silent movie look as well, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, I met some lovely young people, and they were quite into going off grid as well and not doing it on the internet. This is, I think, quite gothy as well to be elitist about it. We just don't want anyone who thinks they can do this to know about it.
I think there's a new romantic scene that has the same ethos.
Well, it's good, isn't it? Because once all the squares
only
find
heard about
out
it through
about
whispers. And they don't. Yeah, it's one club, and they don't advertise it at all.
No, they don't want people to know. Because once the sunlight comes in, you know what happens to Dracula.
Well, so I'd say Ace Records. It's an incredible thing. You go to the website, and they've got clips of every single song on the record.
Yeah,
well, they call it record because they put it up as a double album.
Well, it is on vinyl as well.
On vinyl, it's sold out. It's on their website, but it shows you all four sides, and you can play a little bit of each song.
That's so lovely, isn't
so
it? So you can try before you buy.
You can try before you buy.
You can get beguiled before you buy.
So you're happy with that?
Very much so.
Very much so.
I want people to love this music the way I do. Because there's one thing, however good you can write something up, nothing beats the experience of just listen to it.
Yeah, I think all at the same time. You can. Well, now you can watch both. So, Cathi, I think we're going to wrap it up now.
Can I just say what I'm listening to now?
My question,
and I was going to say the new Spratley's album, Bloom, which Cardiac's people will know about, but this is a descendant of Cardiac's and was started by Tim Smith and Joe Spratley in 1994, and he sadly is no longer with us and had a really quite awful end, but his music has been revived, and Cardiac started playing again earlier this year with their new singer, and I went to see them, and there was this massive mosh pit of people.
I was going to say, it's huge.
Again, young enough to be my grandchildren.
They'd never seen the Cardiacs the first time around.
No, but they're going mental. And all the people who are involved in even the earliest Cardiacs, Sarah Smith is on this and Jim Smith is on it. So it's like a brilliant family affair. And
wow, it's worth listening to. And what style of music is it?
Well, that would be it's the hardest to define music, but I would say there's elements of absolutely everything that's on here in there. It's fairyland.
Fantastic.
It's Shadowland. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's great. So, Cathi, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Tony. Thanks for having me on your lovely show.
That's great. Like the new studio we're in.
It's blue, isn't it?
It's blue. We're actually in what we call Third Man Records. Third Man Records have allowed us to use their basement for this interview.
Which is very kind of them, and I think Orson Welles will be here at any moment, so we better split.
Yeah, so thanks again, Cathi. And
thank you, Tony.
Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us for more. Thank you very much.
Cheerio.
Cheerio. So just